Long story short, my mailbox gets run over quite frequently. This is actually the first year in 3 years that my mailbox wasn't hit by a drunk driver on New Year's Day. So I figured I would go ahead and put some numbers on it finally after being numberless for a year. Makes it a little bit difficult to tell people how to get to my house when there's no numbers on the side. So I went ahead and took some measurements and went and designed what I wanted for these house numbers to go on that mailbox, so I could go ahead and take it to the plasma table and cut it out. Now this is going to be a layered sign, so it's going to be mild steel in the center and it's going to be stainless steel on both sides. The mild steel is going to get bent and then painted. You'll see a little bit later on in this video I made a pretty crucial mistake when it comes to that, but it turned out just fine. But the stainless is going to go over top of that, so it should stand out a little bit more in the dark when there's headlights shining on it, because it'll be a lot more reflective of a surface. Here's some of the stainless steel getting cut out. These are going to be sandwiching the mild steel portion between the two, and the mild steel will be painted black, which will show through the stainless cutouts. Now I messed up the portion of video that was recording the mild steel being cut. My camera was off center, so it didn't actually capture that, so I just got rid of that video. But here it is cutting out the stainless steel. Everything went smooth. The stainless was kind of dirty, and so afterwards, you'll see here in a minute, to get it cleaned up, I end up using a DA, and it cleaned right up and it looks good. So I saw a video the other day of someone using their CNC plasma table, and it looked just like this, where you can tell the lights are off in their shop, and I've never really done that, so I thought, why not? So I turned the lights off just for this portion, just to see what it would look like, and it gives kind of a cool effect, I guess, to the video. Here's that mild steel portion that I was telling you about that the video didn't come out. It's just one solid piece. Now, the reason I left those pieces on the end, those two straight edges, from being connected is because I know mailboxes, most mailboxes are not mounted at a perfect 90 degrees. And so I wanted those ends to be able to flex enough where they would kind of get drawn in. When you put a screw in them, they'd get drawn into the angle that the mailbox is already mounted at, and you'll see that when I show the install towards the end of this video. Here we are, just cleaning it up with a wire or knotted wire cup. Those were honestly the best that I've found over the past few years of running the plasma table. They work great for knocking off dross that's on the backside, or slag that's on the backside of a cut. This stainless, yeah, it's marking it all up with that knotted wire cut, but I already knew I was going to DA this and try to get it smoothed out afterwards, so it didn't really bother me at all. I finished most of my stainless with a DA just because you want it to look nice before you give it to a customer. Even though this is for myself, I figured we might as well do the same thing anyway. I started this off with 150 grit sandpaper, and I finished it up with a 400. I like that it gave it a little bit of a grainy look still. It wasn't, perfectly smooth and shiny. I like a little bit of grain and texture to the metal. I also ran over the mild steel portion with some sandpaper as well, just to give the paint something to stick to. And then I just sprayed it real quick with some black Rust-Oleum out of a can. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to bend this and have minimal markings left on it since it's already painted. It's going to mark it up regardless, but I have some just some shop towel, some paper towel from my shop here that I'm going to lay underneath that and try to minimize the markings. The worst markings are going to be off of the bottom die. The punch isn't going to make a huge mark. I'll fold some over on top of it just so it might not mark it up as much. But let's go ahead and bend this up and then see what we get. Alright, so you can see on the back side it still took a lot of that paint off, which I had expected, but it's not as bad as it would have if I didn't use this cloth. You can see that that shop rag took up some of that abuse. It's not bad. I'm going to touch it up, but we're able to bend the sides here, which will be good for mounting. We should be good to go there. Here I was able to finish it up with some 400 grit. I didn't go any finer on the sandpaper. I liked the grain look that it gave to it, so I left it with 400 and called it good. All three layers of this sign are kept together with 5/16 stainless hardware. It's just got a 5/16 stainless socket head, 2 stainless washers, and a stainless lock nut for the other side. It sandwiches it all together and holds it all in place, and won't rust out with our salt that gets sprayed all over the roads throughout the winters. Well, here it is all said and done. I really like the way that it turned out with the matte finish look on the stainless with the black background. I like the combination there. All that's left to do is throw a few screws in it in the mailbox and call it good. Well, I believe the saying goes, happy wife, happy life. She was happy once she saw this, and so was I. I hope you're able to learn something from this video, whether it was what to do or what not to do, and as always, if you enjoyed this, make sure you like and subscribe.